everybody. How is everyone doing today? I am just so proud to be able to come inside the journaling corner today and tell you about one of my creations. And I just am so excited to tell you all about it. So come on in, share this video out to people, invite people to come inside the group, guys, because what I'm about to share with you is going to help everybody. Okay, it's going to help everybody. Again, my name is Val Dantzler. I'm actually a neuro encoding specialist. I'm a coach. I'm a life coach, right? As well as in health and wellness. And so a few years ago, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, I was really going through a difficult time. Well, actually, I had been going through a difficult time for quite a while, right? And so things had just kind of compounded, right? And as things normally do over time, right? Especially if you don't know how to deal with certain things, right? So about 4 or 5 years ago, I was really at the point where, I was ready to just say, I give up. Okay, I give up. And you know what? This is not about me today because, a lot of people have been that way, right? A lot of people are that way today. There may even be some of you watching that have experienced that as well, and you're at wit's end and you're ready to just say, no more, right? But I'm going to tell you, really out of desperation, I found journaling. Okay, now I remember journaling as a very little girl, right? I had a diary and things like that I kept, which I really wish I could go back and find my old journals, right? When I was a kid, but they're gone, right? They're gone. I didn't understand the value of those, right? But I remember writing in my journal, right? And it was wonderful. It was just a wonderful, blissful time, all right? I was the only child, and my journal really began to be like my friend, okay? I could put all my dreams in there, anything that I wanted, and it just made me feel really, really good. But as time went on and I grew up, I really got out of that. I was like, I really didn't call myself a journaler until a couple of years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, right? And so in doing this, in going through this, which it's amazing how sometimes when you go through difficulties, they really becomes gifts to you, okay? And so even though I was going through a really hard time, it became a gift, all right? And this gift has become this journal right here, okay, which I'm gonna go over. But first, let me, tell you just a little bit about what happened for me. Basically, I would get up in the morning, I would think about all of my problems, okay? I would think about the bills that I had that I couldn't pay. I would think about who was in my life and who wasn't in my life any longer, right? And I thought that they were going to be in my life forever. And I really just began to think about a lot of bad stuff, okay? And it just compounded. When you wake up in the morning and you're thinking about these things, that's just not a really good place to be, right? But somebody told me to start being mindful, right? I overheard it. They said, why don't you get up in the morning and focus on 5 to 10 things that you're grateful for instead of all the things that you're not grateful for. And I was like, what? Really? Okay. And they said, yeah, and not only focus on them in your mind, but you write them down, okay? And so this was my journal. I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get myself a special journal, something that It's just for this. And I said, I'm going to write down, I'm going to challenge myself for a week to write down 5 to 10 things that I'm grateful for. I didn't know what gratitude journaling was. I didn't know any of that. I was just thinking, I need a special place to put this, right? So I went to the $5 store. This is a $5 store journal. Looks like it's something that would be for a kid, but I absolutely love this journal because this was the beginning of everything. And I even called it like a mindset journal. I didn't know anything about gratitude and being mindful of things, right? And so I started writing down. See, this is a date. Look at that. 12/17/2018, right? So I started writing down, just jotting down really quickly, whatever I was grateful for. And guys, it was really hard in the beginning. It was very difficult in the beginning, okay? Because I was so inundated with all the things that were going wrong. It was hard to think about the things that were going right. And so it would be things like, okay, this is just for me anyway, right? My journal was just for me. No one was going to see it. So I would be like, okay, I'm going to play along. I see the sun coming through the window in the morning. I'm grateful that I can see it because some people can't see that. And I would write that down. I'm grateful that I can see the sunlight coming through my window. And I'd be like, yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, I'm grateful to be able to just see that and be in this moment, right? And then I would just write down little small things like that, right? But I would make sure I had at least at that time 10 things. So that first week I tried it. I would do it first thing in the morning. And I would just make sure that I did it. Like that was my date with myself, okay? And guys, by the end of that week, I started to change. I started to feel better. By the end of the second week, I was like, wow, I'm feeling really great. By the end of 30 days of practicing this, guys, okay? And I mean, I would put things would start to happen for me, like during the day. And I would be like, oh, I cannot wait to put that in my gratitude journal. It might have been I went to the store somewhere and bought something for myself. I was grateful that I had the money to just do it, okay? And I would start writing things down. I would start finding little mementos and things like that I could put in my journal. And listen, this is another journal. This is a Wonderlust 222 journal, right? So then I really kind of got into the creative end of it, where this is like a special paper, right? This is a special paper that's really good for watercolor and things like that, right? Because I had to be creative with it, right? Because it seemed like when I got my stickers out, when I put color to the paper, it just made my gratitude better. It just sealed it in. Now being a neuro-encoded specialist, I understand that. I actually was anchoring it in, right? I was anchoring it in. But I would find stickers like on Etsy and just different places, like just different things. Receipts, things that I was just grateful for, right? It might have been that's like a restaurant that I went to, right? Yeah, I said it's my new place. So when you write these things down, when you put these things in your journal, guys, it's no longer a memory. Memories fade. But when you write it down, listen, what you write, you actually invite, okay? And you invite more of it. So what happens is throughout the day, things, like I said, things will happen for you. And you'll say, oh my God, I cannot wait to put that into my journal. I can't wait. There may be places that you visited, just different things. It can be even, guys, this is great for manifesting too, right? Any hopes and dreams, any goals that you have, Maybe you want to pay off debt. Put it in here and just say, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm going to pay this debt off. That you can just write it as though, what's really strong is to write it as though it's already done. No, you're not lying to yourself. You're speaking to your future, okay? Yes, I am grateful for my busy, wonderful day, right? There's so many different things. So the thing is that when you flip through here, you only find things in here that you're grateful for, that you're happy. No, you cannot, you are not allowed to write down anything that is negative. Now it can be a lesson that you've already learned from, right? Something that you've already resolved, and you're happy and you're grateful that you resolved it. Okay? But it cannot be, this is not the place where you put things down that are negative, or where you can just write out all your fears and things like that and just put them out on paper. I'm not a believer of that. That is why I believe, and I had tried to search this out, I don't know of another place that teaches it like this, that puts the creative into it and where it can only be gratitude, right? But it works because, again, whatever you write, you are inviting that into your life. So the philosophy is, if you're writing down things, bad things that have happened to you, woe is me, you're taking the victim mentality, guess what? You're going to get more of that. What you write, you invite. But let's change it up. Let's write down some things and put some mementos. This is a gift that someone sent me. These actual beads right here, these mudras. Someone sent this to me, and this is the envelope, right? So I was so grateful for that, right? What you write, you invite. So you only need to put in good things. Now, what I also wanted to tell you was this. When you fill these up, like this is a year's worth. This is a year's worth, right? I just take a journal, or really I did in the past. Well, I still have my journal. I still do this part. It's for the whole year. So you can go back and you can reflect on it, but let me tell you what's powerful. Because a lot of you all are moms, okay? Grandmoms, you got kids, you got grandchildren. And, wouldn't it be wonderful? I'll just take myself for instance. I don't have any kids. But my mom died when I was 7, right? And someone told me that some of the greatest things that you can leave behind for your children and your children's children, of course, money is always great, right? But the other things that you can leave behind are photographs and a journal. Photographs and a journal. So I think back. I love looking at old pictures of my mom, my family. Okay, I love that. But what if, my mom passed away when I was 7. What if my mom could have taken the time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, and written down everything that she was grateful for that particular day, and encapsulated that in time? And what if I had that journal from my mom, from my grandmother, from my grandfather, from my dad? What if? How many life lessons would be in that journal? So this is something that you can pass on to your kids and your kids' kids and on and on. And it's in your writing, okay? It is something creative that you have made, right? So it has your imprint on it, your stamp on it. And there's nothing else like it in the world. So that is another reason to do the gratitude journals, okay? Now, let me just let you know this. So with that being said, after I started feeling really great and just my whole life has changed, a lot of things that I put in my journals, a lot of things have come true and my life has just totally changed. So I knew that what I had was something powerful. I knew that it was something that has not been taught. So I call it the Creative Gratitude Journal Method. And you are free to take this information and teach it yourself, okay? Because I just want to affect the whole world. I want the whole world to benefit from this because it is not anything that I personally have ever seen taught. Maybe you have, but I have not seen it taught, right? So I needed something. Well, what about those people who aren't journalers? Like, they don't care about the paper being, Tomoe River paper and it holding watercolor, really wonderful. They don't care about that stuff, right? They're not really journalers anyway. So it really was a download from God. Okay, this was a download from God. Why don't you create a coloring book? A coloring book, right? Create a coloring book where one side you have the gratitude, right? This is my own personal one, as you can see, right? You have your gratitude on one side, which whatever you think of the first when you read the question, just write it down. This does not have to be anything that you have to, it is not supposed to be anything that you're supposed to just debate over. This is your book, okay? And it is for you, and it's going to be by you, okay? You can have fun in this book. You can put whatever you want to put in this book. So, whatever you think of first, just write it down. All right. Now it does have like a quote of the day in here. And so what happens in that process for me is I may think of a person, right? I wonder what Maya Angelou has to say about such and such. Guess what I do? I Google it. Okay, I Google it and I'll see a quote and I'll write that quote down, right? So that really is the one thing that takes me the longest to do, if you will, but it's very gratifying to me. If you don't feel like doing a quote, you don't have to do a quote, all right? But then I will answer the questions really quickly, right? And every time I do it quickly, the answer is always correct. Okay? It is always correct. Same thing with the pictures, okay? With the coloring. So yes, we're being creative with this. And when you are creative, you are actually anchoring it to you. This gratitude, this feeling. Because let's just say you have some nice music on, right? It could be religious music, gospel music, it can be opera, it can be classical, it can be jazz, whatever it is that you are into, put some music on. Light a candle. This is a wonderful smelling candle, right? What you're doing is you're making an appointment with yourself. I like to do mine in the morning, right? But you want to make it special, okay? So set the mood, okay? Set the mood. This is a date for yourself. So light the candle, put the music on, and get out your journal. Now, this is the Black Woman's Mindfulness Journal and Coloring Book. And God gave me the download to combine the two. And it is fantastic. It really does put you in a vibe. Can I say that? It puts you in a vibe. Because you're doing something special for yourself, okay? And I'm telling you, it's really, really, really very gratifying, okay? So you write your gratitude down, and then at night, you see the little moon and stars here, you can come back and reflect at night, okay? And you just start coloring. Now, you may not want to color the whole thing. It's really up to you. This is what I've done, and I just kind of left it like this, okay? But you can color however you want to color. If you want to make her green, you can make her green. If you want to do some odd color flowers that really could not ever really exist in nature, guess what? You can do it. It's gonna come out right, okay? If you don't want to finish it, you don't have to finish it. If you want to do a little bit, you can do a little bit and you can come back later. There's over 32 images in here, right? From really great sayings, affirmations for you to lock in, to pictures, okay? To flowers, to mudras, everything, right? It's wonderful. And you can just do this as you like. All right, you can do it as you like. So it's really, really wonderful. So you set the mood, you're taking time for yourself, you're writing down your gratitude, and you go to coloring until you don't want to color anymore. Okay? And you can come back to it the next day or whatnot. Now, this is wonderful for, let's just say you're traveling, right? You're about to get on a plane or something, right? Guess what? You're gonna be unplugged anyway for a little while, right? Why don't you take your coloring book with you? Oh, you're going to absolutely love it. And you can put your flight information in here. You can put your to-do list. You know how we start thinking about different things that we gotta do? Put that in there, okay? But guess what? You can also track different things, right? You can track your mood in here. You can track if you're taking medication or blood pressure or whatever it may be that you want to track. You can do it in here because there's a couple of pages in the back where you have your trackers, right? So guys, this is really wonderful. I am the creator of this and I absolutely use it myself and I love it. And it makes a great gift too for someone. I have had so many people say, you know what? This will be a great gift for my friend Jackie. And they get it for Jackie, right? And it's really, really, really wonderful. So I love this. I use it myself. The pictures are wonderful. You can color however you want. And you know, it's journaling. And everybody, and I know that you already know this, but everybody needs to journal. Okay, you need to capture the moment in writing. So I absolutely love it. So guys, listen, don't hesitate. This book, listen, you can go to Amazon. I think there's going to be a link down below. You can go to Amazon and get this, the Black Women's Mindfulness Journal and Coloring Book. Or if you'd like an autographed copy from yours truly, guess what? I will sign it for you. You can hit the other link, which is a PayHip link. You can click that link and I will send you, it's the same price. I'm not even charging extra for that. It's the same price and you can get an autographed copy for yourself or for a friend of yours, right? It makes a wonderful, wonderful gift. So guys, thank you so much for the opportunity to come in here and talk about my baby, okay, which is the Black Women's Mindfulness Journal and Coloring Book. It has really added to my life and I know it's going to add to yours as well. All right? So again, my name is Val Dantzler for Charlotte, North Carolina, signing off. Thank you so much, the Journaling Corner. All right, bye-bye.